2023, the start of a new year, the climax of the pandemic is a little bit out of sight now, and we're starting to get back in the groove of things. Gyms are open, getting outside, kind of putting the couch potato lifestyle away in the past and moving on to something a little bit more healthy. This is the time that most people create wellness goals and New Year's resolutions, and one of the most popular ones, green juices and other forms of vegetable juices. The biggest thing when it comes to change, especially health change in the positive direction, is consistency. You need to get in a routine that can be consistent. When people ask me about supplementations, they're like, Nikki, what's the best supplements? Should I take it liquid or capsule? Whatever you're gonna take on a regular basis, because that's the most important. If we do it at a week at a time and then just completely stop, that's not gonna serve us any good. And for a majority of us, that juicer gets a lot of action right away and then starts growing cobwebs after a few months. Juicing, I think, is fantastic and amazing, but if you don't have a juicer, you don't want to get a juicer, there is still a way you can get fresh juice on a daily basis. Okay, but before we even get into that, I want to clear up a few things. Smoothies, juices. There's a lot of mixed opinions. What's the difference between them? Is there one that's better than the other? I want to make sure you're clear on these. Let's start with smoothies. Smoothies, most of you guys all know, you have a big container, you throw all your ingredients in there with the blade that's going to mix it up so everything's included. Once it's completely mixed, you pour it into a glass and drink it. Juicing, it's putting things in a container, but it's extracting all the fiber, the skin, the pulp, and so what is remained is all the juice, which has all the nutrients and the vitamins, the minerals, but also the sugar. So you'll have just the juice and the liquid with all the pulp over here. Now, to reiterate, smoothies have everything contained: fiber, nutrients, vitamins, minerals. Juicing extracts the liquid with all the nutrients to the pulp, which has the fiber. So there are nutrients there as well, but it's going to be the fiber and the pulp over here. The benefit of smoothies is they're convenient, they're easy to make. You can throw in so many different things. Not only are you getting all the vitamins and minerals, you're also getting all that fiber. And so what that's going to do is it's going to slow down that blood sugar spike, especially if your smoothies are really fruit dense. Maybe you put a banana, some mangoes. That's going to have a lot of fruit, which means a lot of sugar in there. If you have any sort of blood sugar imbalance, smoothies are going to be the right direction for you. For the juice aspect, you are extracting the liquid and separating it from the pulp and the fibers. You get an impact of nutrients, of vitamins, of minerals without your body having to work at all. It's going straight into the cells. Imagine getting an IV straight to the veins. It's going immediately in the body, and you're going to light up with energy because you don't have that fiber that you have to break down first. A typical juice could be cucumber, celery, kale, spinach, ginger, turmeric, lemon. To add a little bit of sweetness, pick one piece of fruit and add that to that. Who would want to juice regularly? I would highly recommend it if you're going to go veggie heavy and lower on the fruit content, but also somebody who maybe is a little sick or chronically ill, is struggling through something. You want the least amount of effort and work that your body has to do in order to absorb nutrients. Now, the moment you've been waiting for. How do you juice without a juicer? And this, my friends, is where cheesecloth comes in handy. You can either find cheesecloth or a nut milk bag. Find it on Amazon, at your local health food store. So pretty much what a nut milk bag is cheesecloth turned into a bag. You want to juice, you're gonna throw everything into the blender that you would normally juice, add a little bit of water, you're gonna blend it up, and then what you're gonna do is you're gonna take the cheesecloth, put it over a bowl or a large mason jar, and you're gonna pour that smoothie in there. And what that's gonna do is the cheesecloth is gonna hold all the pulp, all the fiber, and so all of the juice starts dripping down into the container. It's such a convenient way to get a juice on a regular basis without all the hassle. There's really only 2, maybe 3 things that you need to clean: your cheesecloth, the blender, and your cup. Whereas a juicer can have so many components. If you have been wanting to get into juicing and you just don't want to buy a juicer, give this a try. So you're gonna make a juice from a blender using cheesecloth or a nut milk milk fat. If you are trying to be healthier this year, see if there's opportunities where you can pull out some of the extra fruit you're putting in that smoothie. So if you're making a smoothie with 3 different fruits, see if you can replace it with something else. Cucumbers, zucchini, even cauliflower rice actually is a good replacement. You don't taste it. Sometimes I'll use the frozen cauliflower so that thickens it up. One of my favorite things to do to add fat to a smoothie, I pour the can of coconut milk into an ice cube tray, freeze that, and then when I'm ready to make my smoothie, I just pop in a few of those cubes into the smoothie. You get the bonus of the fat, you get the flavor of the coconut, but then you also get the ice cube, and what that's gonna do is it's gonna help thicken that smoothie. Hey guys, I am in the kitchen. We are about to make a smoothie turned into a juice, and I will show you exactly how to do it. I tend to go for juices that are much lower sugar, so like a little bit hard to get down, but feel free to add any sort of fruits to your smoothie juice. Maybe we'll call it a different name, like a smooth. Should we call it a smooth? Is that dumb? Whatever. Okay, you get the idea. So these are the ingredients I'm using today, keeping it super simple. So I'm gonna use a pear. It's not quite all the way ripe. The riper it is, the sweeter it's gonna be. I'm gonna use these organic power greens. I have a few lemons from the garden, a small apple. I have some cucumbers that are ready to go. They are getting a little soft. And then we have some ginger and turmeric. Yes, can I help you? Can I help you? Is that scary? Is the camera scary? Do you guys want a juice? Do you want a smooth? Do you guys want a smooth? You are gonna want a very large jar. So this is probably a bit excessive, but it's a jumbo mason jar, 152 ounces. You don't need something this big. This is gonna be helpful as we are straining the juice / smooth. All right, guys, lesson learned here. Just take a rubber band and wrap it around the mouth of the jar so that the cheesecloth stays on the jar and doesn't sink in like it did for me, or just use a nut milk bag. I will be doing that in the future. That's normally what I do. I just didn't have one on me. So highly recommend nut milk bag or using a rubber band. I'm making a smooth. What do you think a smooth is?
Smoothie juice.
Yep, it's a smoothie that turned into a juice. Do you? Do you love them? Are you gonna drink one?
Are you filming right now?
Yeah.
Oh.
Look at all that liquid gold. So all this stuff right here You might think that's trash. It can be used for so many things. Fantastic for compost. That's like the easiest thing to use it for. Now this one's a little bit stronger and more potent because there's lemons and ginger and turmeric and very little fruit and sugar. This would be fantastic to use for a base for like making homemade muffins. So let's say you did like a carrot, orange, ginger juice. Take all of this. So this is all the goodness and the fiber, and there's still a ton of nutrients and vitamins in there, and make that the base of a muffin. I've seen people use like pulp crackers or pulp chip. I'd recommend just experimenting and playing around and see what you can create. Here is my big jumbo thing of fresh, green, nutrient-dense juice, all without a juicer. There were some slight complications because of the cheesecloth, but honestly, it was my first time using cheesecloth. I normally use a nut milk bag, and it is so much more seamless. It's an actual bag, and then you can fold it around the lid, and it stays put, so you don't have to worry about anything. I am going to pour myself a delicious... I tend to do green juices prior to a workout because there is that fruit and the sugar is much more condensed because you're removing all that fiber. So you want to do this before a workout or even immediately after. Bottoms up, guys. Ooh, that's good. Cucumber and celery is really good because it's so water dense. I mean, I put a good amount of ginger, I put the lemons, a very minimal amount of fruit, and it doesn't taste overly bitter. I highly recommend adding, I didn't have celery, but adding cucumber, celery, citrus, lemon, or even a lime would be delicious. Give it a try, guys. Let me know your favorite recipe in the comments below. Alright guys, let me know in the comments if you've tried this out or if you are running to the grocery store to buy yourself some cheesecloth or a nut milk bag. I hope you all have a fantastic beginning to a healthy and happy year.